Good afternoon, everybody. Just to inform you that we're just waiting for the Canoe president to arrive. It'll be about 5 minutes, so we'll just have a little bit of a 5-minute delay when he arrives. Thank you. Sorry, as a test for the translators, there was 5 minutes delay to the start. So that's a test for the translators. So we seem to have a problem with the translation, so if I could just do a simple test for the translators, if you could just repeat in the language you have to test to see we've got the lines correct for the translation. Thank you.
Simon, all is connected, is ready? Yes. Okay. Dear colleagues, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome, because now it's connecting with the 5 continents in 4 languages, in English, in French, in Spanish, and Russian. Please use the translator, because would you like to follow my speech? I make my speech in Spanish because it's my last speech. Only for your information, the translator is in the corner. We have to follow some rules that everyone can participate. We will use the approved voting system. We will have to follow the document, the Secretariat, and they are in our website. Only about this document can we ask questions, because it's difficult to follow in every Congress is not follow the document we approved before. I apologize for this inconvenience. And now, sit next with me, the President of the Italian Olympic Committee, the IOC member, my personal friends, Giovanni Malago. Giovanni, thank you first for this room. It's in your house. To me, it's very special, this Congress, because when I elected president in 2008, I elected in this room, similar. When I finished, now here is in the same room. Thank you very much, Mr. President. And now, I think it's for a big honor for the ICF, for this Congress, for me, you had the opportunity to say, open our Congress. Giovanni.
Ciao. Good morning to all of you. I think the best choice is to speak in English. Very happy, honored to have all of you, and of course all the other delegates that through the video conference are following this 38th Congress, Ordinary Congress of your International Canoe Federation. Yes, Pachi used the right term because we are in the hearth of our headquarters of the Italian Olympic Committee. Is a place with a very unique history. I think in the reality not comparable with all other national Olympic committees, as in this area, practically, we hosted, we organized since 80 years the most important sport events, not only in Rome, but in our country. This area was built during the era of fascism, exactly, of course, before the Second World War. And after, my colleagues, the past president of CONI, in the specific Giulio Nesti, that was titled from the new government after the disaster of the Second World War to close, to liquidate the Institute of CONI as extraordinary commissioner of the government of the time. He decided to recognize to CONI this history, this tradition, this strength, this knowledge, and it was the man who saved our Olympic Committee. He was then elected as president of CONI for more than 25 years, and then Mario Pescante, Franco Carraro, Gianni Petrucci, of course, they received the witness from him, and now I have this big honor to represent in the role of president this wonderful committee. I would like to just to reserve a few words to Pachi, to your president, Pachi Peruregna. He's the president of this unbelievable federation. For me, what he did for this sport, for these several disciplines inside these federations is history, because I know very well, as his colleague in IOC, how was strong, how was really capable to fight, to defend, to support your world everywhere, and in the specific, in the International Commission. And I think that the results are under your eyes very clear. Really thanks again to stay here in Rome. Of course, I would like to spend a consideration to Luciano Bonfiglio. Luciano is not only my friend as is Pachi, but is a very important person inside the National Olympic Committee, because he was recently elected in the board of the CONI. And I think that this is very important for this federation, international federation, because it means that who represent your sport in Italy, but of course I hope will be the same in all the countries in the world for canoe, can have the same history, the same CV of Luciano inside your national Olympic committees. Please consider not only today, but yesterday, and of course tomorrow, this place, this committee, the city of Rome, Italy as a country, your house, because we are speaking the same language, this language of Canoe and the language of history of sport. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Giovanni, for your word. A little clarify why some people told me Pachi and not Jose, because Pachi, the region in Spain, Basque region, in my language, Pachi means Jose. This is why many people told me Pachi and not Jose. Well, I think it's welcome the same two friends and brother is to World Rafting Federation is here with us, and the same kayak surf. The two associations is work in agreement with us to develop in reality paddle sport around the world. In the end, we can celebrate this Congress. We have moved 3 times. First in Manila, presence. Second in Bangkok, virtual. A third here in Rome, what hybrid. I think it's my pleasure to say thank you to the Italian Federation to accepting the challenge to organize this Congress. But technically, it's the more complex to organize the Congress because this morning, only 10 minutes before, the Wi-Fi not work. It's not work, it's not Congress. This means it's very difficult when make mixed virtual and presential. We are here today in my last Congress as a president. Feel that we're going to face-to-face in 2020. The virtual April 21 was finalized hybrid decided according with the Swiss law, the formula most used for the most sport association resident in Switzerland, like IOC, ASOIF, and many international federations, and the same many national Olympic committees use this system to the Congress. After the final deadline, the gate quorum, we have 108 registered federations, 60 present. I think thank you very much to come in here to the Congress because in these terrible circumstances to the COVID, to move to come in here to Rome is a show around the world what is the power for canoeing. Another 48 is present in virtual. My first speech as a member to the ICF in 1986 was in Spanish. Yes, I sit in this ICF board for 30 years. And now I would like to make last, and also in my language, because I want to make my last speech while in my heart. Please, ask you to use the translator system because now I continue in Spanish. Sabemos la dificultad de organizar un congreso híbrido, presentaciones, sistema de votación, traducciones, televisión, requiere un trabajo profesional y todos podemos estar satisfechos. Simon y su staff han hecho posible este congreso. Quiero dar las gracias a todo el staff que han trabajado duro y sobre todo en estos tiempos de COVID en una situación muy difícil. También quiero aclarar algunos rumores sobre que consiguen un cierto malestar en mi staff, en vuestro staff, porque el headquarters es el staff de todos. Me refiero al rumor del alto coste de la oficina y sus salarios. Las federaciones internacionales estamos agrupados por el CIO en 5 grupos. La mayoría de las federaciones estamos en los grupos C y D. Nosotros estamos en el grupo D. Nosotros tenemos de esos 2 grupos el menor coste de salarios y los menores gastos de oficina. Y voy a poner varios ejemplos. Los costes anuales en miles de francos suizos, por ejemplo, Remo, 2,8 millones con 20 empleados. Lucha, 2,4 millones con 18 empleados. Vela, 1,8 millones con 26 empleados. Tiro con arco, 1,9 millones con 12 empleados. Y la ICF, 1,6 con 12 empleados. Tenemos, Péntalo Moderno está en el último grupo, en el E. Tiene un presupuesto de 1,5, pero tiene 16 empleados con una sola disciplina y está solo en los Juegos Olímpicos. La ICF con 1,6, con 12 empleados, tiene 10 disciplinas, 2 comisiones, estamos en los Juegos Olímpicos, en los Paralímpicos, de la juventud, de los Juegos Mundiales y los Juegos Máster. Creo que con estos datos reales podemos dar por concluido este programa. Actividad del 2021, este año. Hemos tenido un año muy difícil con el COVID, pero todos juntos hemos vencido al COVID. Hemos podido celebrar la mayoría de las Copas del Mundo y todos los campeonatos del mundo, menos el de kayak polo, porque organizar un evento, un campeonato del mundo por equipos era muy complicado. Lo han resuelto organizando campeonatos continentales. Quiero felicitar a todos los chairman de los comités porque han hecho un gran trabajo en unas situaciones tan difíciles y al staff técnico de la ICF porque juntos han conseguido salvar la temporada. En un año que hemos hecho coincidir nuestros campeonatos del mundo, normalmente del 21, con los Juegos Olímpicos. Y esto para una federación es un gran reto, porque tenía que tener los recursos económicos suficientes para poder estar en los Juegos Olímpicos y poder estar en los Mundiales. Ahora me quiero referir a Tokio 2020. Tokio ha sido el mayor reto que ha tenido que resolver el movimiento olímpico en su historia. Hacer unos Juegos sin espectadores y con acreditaciones solo para atletas y técnicos. Sin acompañantes ha sido muy difícil, pero ha merecido la pena, porque teníamos una obligación con nuestros atletas y con nuestros técnicos. Las Venus de sprint y de slalom son de las mejores que yo he visto desde Barcelona 92. Estos Juegos solo se han podido hacer gracias a la capacidad organizativa del pueblo japonés. En otro entorno, en otro país, no hubiera sido posible. Quiero expresar mis más sinceras felicitaciones a Shoke Narita, porque las Venus están situadas en el centro de Tokio y serán un gran legado de la canoa para el futuro. El presidente Thomas Bach estuvo presente en las dos competiciones. En lugar de estar en el stand, en la zona VIP, bajó a la zona de atletas. Y he recibido felicitaciones personales suyas por el alto nivel y por el diseño de las dos venues. Creo que también muchos miembros CIO estuvieron acompañándonos, entre ellos Giovanni, y pueden dar fe de que las dos competiciones fueron de altísimo nivel. También he recibido felicitaciones personales de Andrew Parson, presidente del Paralympic Committee. Han conseguido y considerado Sprint una de las mejores evaluadas, gracias a John Edward por su trabajo. En solo 2 Juegos hemos conseguido consolidar el paracanoe. Tenemos un gran futuro con el paracanoe para los próximos Juegos. Nuestro punto importante y valor es que utilizamos la misma embarcación para los paracanoístas como para los otros canoístas. No barcos especiales como ocurre con remo y con vela, que imposibilitan el desarrollo de la disciplina. Todo el detalle lo tienen ustedes en los informes de los 3 chairman, de Frank Garner, John Edward y Jan Mitchell. El futuro, que todos tenemos que afrontar, no solo la Junta Directiva, que vayan a elegir el viernes, todos. El CIO está en un momento de gran cambio y todas las federaciones internacionales están trabajando en ofrecer lo mejor de su deporte de cara a los Juegos. No vale seguir ya con cada 4 repetir las mismas distancias y los mismos programas. Voy a poner solo algunos ejemplos. Básquetbol ha sido todo un éxito en Tokio. Nadie pensaba que el 3x3 tuviera tener ese éxito. Ciclismo ha introducido BMX y freestyle. Han superado a la ruta en audiencia de televisión. La gimnasia ha pedido para París el parkour, que no existe ni en campeonato del mundo, y lo van a tener en el 24 dentro como disciplina de gimnasia. Rowing, como tiene la posibilidad de perder la disciplina de los ligeros, está trabajando en París por el coast and rowing.
So now,
el triatlón
activities are ongoing in order to introduce additional disciplines, for instance, for LA and also Paris. something new will be introduced, like roller sports are now asking to introduce sprint competitions, and this is with a view to the upcoming games, or baseball and softball sports. Well, they are likely to be in LA. We also have boxing and weightlifting, for instance, that are going through a difficult period, a difficult moment. And it's not likely that they are still included in the Olympic program. We'll see. But this is just to share with you the fact that when the IOC gives a first indication or a second indication, then of course then the IOC decides. I mean, the IOC gives guidelines, and then in the past a few amendments were made, but things are keeping changing also with a view to the future games. Some sports will be taken out of the Olympic program, so triathlon was included in the program. So what I mean by this is that we have to evolve. If we remain stuck, then, of course, there are sports that will not have any future. Last June, for instance, the IOC made important decisions. So, for instance, in Paris, there was a reduction in terms of, for instance, number of disciplines. In our plans, we had to change a few things, just because, for instance, Paris wanted and was asking to introduce the extreme sports, and in order to allow that we had to reduce, for instance, some disciplines. And if we talk about baseball or softball with a view to LA 2028, and of course then there will be the need for 400, for instance, quotas that will be taken out and away from other sports that are not appealing. And for this reason, I'm telling you that we have to evolve. We have to develop our federation. So the goal of the new board and all of us is to keep our quotas. And as regards, for instance, canoeing, as from Barcelona, 1992, we introduced very little changes. We introduced, for instance, our competitions for men and women, also in consideration of the IOC Agenda 2020. And we are also developing some other disciplines, like extreme. But we have to be ready to the fact that the IOC might ask us that we have to introduce some changes, as it happened in other federations. But we cannot lose our quotas and we cannot lose our medals. So we have to change so that this is not going to happen. And now, just another 5 minutes and then I close, I promise. Someone asked me why I am not standing as a candidate once again. I tell you a few things. Am I bored? No, of course not. I'm not bored at all. I'm increasingly passionate. Am I tired? Am I physically tired? No. I'm fit. I'm okay. Do I have a lack of motivation? Of course not. I believe that our sport is going through an extraordinary moment, and challenges have always motivated me. Does it mean that I don't have the sufficient support? Of course not. I've always received total support from our staff. Is it a matter of responsibilities? Maybe yes. There were important changes within the IOC, as I just said, and I explained this to you. And also with the Agenda 2020 and the new program involving federations, it is fundamental to have a team that, starting from today, works for the next 10, 12, days. So according to the statutes, nothing is said about limitation in terms of mandates, but I've always said that a manager has to be present for 3 mandates. So I believe we need new ideas. We need new generations, to give a new momentum to our sports. We have our staff, which is extraordinary. So otherwise, I've worked with most of the candidates that you see in the list, and I can guarantee to you that all of them are perfectly skilled and able to face the challenges ahead of us, some of them more than others, so choose well. I don't give you any hint, so up to you making your choices. And as I said, I've been a member of the ICF board for many years. I've been everything: Secretary General, Vice President, President, and so the challenges we had to face in the past, were maybe 7, if I remember correctly, but I remember I had the chance to, for instance, ask Vice President and the Secretary General to support me. Someone criticized me, actually, because according to some, I had too much power. But the challenges we had to meet were huge, and I had the advantage that in my pathway I could work with Antonio Samaranch. And he used to give very useful advice. So, like having problems like visualization of or visibility of our sports. We didn't have enough visibility, or Olympic program, or funding, or professionalization of the staff. Inclusion of, for instance, Canoe. And in 2008, I remember there were 2 women in the board. Today we have 8 women, 8 women in the board. So we are close to 30% as demanded by the IOC. Professionalization of the staff. Well, we have introduced some technical functions to technical directors for the disciplines and an event manager. So I think we have a well-equipped team. Then financing. Well, my obsession, as from day one, was to have the right and necessary resources that we needed. In 2008, we had 1.5 million euros as financial resources, and now we have 22 million to face Paris and have a reserve of 12 million in order to be on the safe side in case anything happens. Then Luciano will provide you with some additional details, but this year we made a number of investments which allowed us to have visibility. So, for instance, we wanted to be in all of the international events. So I had to distribute the internal activity because it was not possible to do everything at the same time. So I participated in the meetings of the International Olympic Committee and Paralympic Committee. As from 2013, I've been member of the IOC and I was part of the Olympic Games Commission. So I know what the direction is, and I was also a member of the Executive Committee and ASRIF, as well as other organizations. And I believe that these activities allowed us to put our sport, like canoeing, in a good position, and in particular in a position of great visibility. Then consolidation of disciplines like sprint, slalom, paracanoeing, and also improvement of the other disciplines like, for instance, dragon boat. and also the marathon and other ones. So all of the disciplines have been strengthened, and only ocean racing probably needs some additional promotion. But I think that Giovanni Malago can help us in this connection, and also the presidents of the other national federations and international federations. Then equality, gender equality was one of our priorities, because in 2008 we had 4 women and 12 men, whereas this year we have 8 and 8, same percentage. And we received the congratulations, and of course this is for you, by the IOC president, that said we were very brave, because in a single Olympic cycle we had introduced this change. So congrats to all of you, because I know what you've done. And also the girls showed they have the same level as men. Then Para-Canoe, we started, I think, in 2009, 2008 with a competition in Italy, and also thanks to the collaboration of the British and German federations.
No pudo ser en el 12 porque llevaba un año, pero hemos estado con el Para-Canoe en Río en 2016 y en Tokio.
I think that with Para-Canoe we participated both in Rio and Tokyo, and this shows that our discipline has become really consolidated internationally.
Estos objetivos han podido realizar gracias al trabajo del Comité Ejecutivo.
The goals we had were achieved thanks to the collaboration with the staff. So my activity as president has been that of coordinating the different activities and keep the image of canoeing alive internationally. I wish to thank all of you for your support, your help, and also Simon Toulson, Thomas Grezzo, Tonia Stenge, and Cecilia Farias. Thank you so much. And special thanks to the 8 women. Some of them are connected via streaming. And the women in the board, they're not there just because we wanted to have the right gender equality or quotas, because they are there because they deserve it. And they worked hard to achieve that position. Tonia Stenge, who is the president of Paris 2024, and he withdraws his candidacy, so that this, let's say, train continues its journey. And as you know, there are other candidates. And sorry if I was too long, but it was my very last contribution as president, and I wanted to clarify a few things.
Thank you for your time. Simon gives you the floor. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just some housekeeping issues. It's been 18 months of hard work for all of us. I know it's been difficult. So
sorry, just 1 second. Buon lavoro. Grazie.
Have a fruitful day. Thank you.
So it's a pleasure to see everybody in the room here and also the people online. Holding a hybrid Congress is complicated, and we are reliant on a lot of suppliers, and the technology that we can anticipate to host this event is quite considerable. So bear with us as we try and go through the next 3 days, and hopefully everything works. But should things not go as planned, we will try and fix them and move them as possible. So thank you to all the national federations for being patient with us through this process. Now, voting is in the hall and also online. There's one vote per country, and you will have received a dedicated and exclusive code that you can vote on. And just to be absolutely clear, the voting system is independent. The company is nothing to do with ICF, other than we have a contract for them to supply the service to this Congress. All the decisions and documents and presentations are online. This is the first ever paperless Congress that the ICF has held, and is very good for our sustainability goals. Basically, to keep everybody the same and be fair, we decided that no papers would be provided in the hall, and that people that are online would get the same treatment as the people in the hall. So we did that. We've received some questions from national federations. We asked you to submit them in advance. We will endeavor to answer those questions during the Congress by the respective board member or chair for that discipline or issue. Essential questions can be raised by yourselves, both online and in the room. But unfortunately, in the room, you can speak and everybody will see you and will be able to interact. But for those that are online, it is too complicated to get you on the video, so you will have to write in the chat the question, and we will say that question out loud in the hall and get the respective person that can deal with that issue to respond. It's a little bit time consuming, but for technology reasons, it's the only way we could find to incorporate and interact with those people online. So for those that are online, please look at the Zoom chat should you want to make an interaction with us here in Rome. It goes without saying, please, in the Congress Hall, please don't use the internet for personal, if you want to watch a video or you want to go on Facebook, please don't use that. This is the system we're using for the voting, and if you use the bandwidth, we will have problems with the voting system. So please keep it to the business of this Congress whilst we're here. It's only a short durations, 3 hours per day, so please, if you could leave your private activities till after the Congress is finished. And Pachi, I think that is the end of my housekeeping. Okay, so now we will ask for the voting explanation, and also there will be a test on the voting system. Karen?
Properly? Now it's switched on and quite loud, I hear. Good afternoon, my name is Karen Aksa. I'm from IVS. I'm from the supplier of the voting system that we will be using for the next 3 days. And I'll give you a short explanation how it works. After that, we will do a test vote so you can practice what I have just explained to you. Okay, first of all, you should all, and actually that's the most important, you have all received, or you've all been sent, an email, and in that email you will find a link, which is a clear red bar that invites you to participate in voting. And once you click that, actually the rest is quite simple and straightforward. Voting is encrypted and via secure socket layer certificates. When you select an answer, you see the background color change, so that's quite obvious. You receive also a message very clearly that your vote has been accepted or received by the server, and the results are only displayed via the shared screen, so you will not see the results on your telephone. As said, this is the email that you receive. If there's anyone who has not received that email, please make yourself known in the back at the desk so we can solve that issue, because if you don't have the email, there's no way you can vote. After you click the link in the email, you will see the message as is displayed on screen now. So it clearly indicates that you are successfully logged in. Let me go back. Successfully logged in for the voting. Only only when voting opens, you will see the question appear. And the question always has the answers in a light blue color, the background. When you select an answer, the background of that answer changes to green and you get the message on your screen. If you want to revoke, if you think, oh, this is not the answer I want to give, simply press it again and all answers will turn back to blue again. After that, you can pick another answer, should you like. Okay. You can, in most situations, not choose more than one answer. So if you try to click 2 answers, you get the message that that is not allowed. And when voting is closed, you will see the following screen, and only when the next question is opened, you will see that question appear on your screen. Does anyone have any questions about the voting? If not, we will do a test vote now. I'll go back to the back and we'll open the test vote so you can see it on your telephone. Or does anyone have any questions that I can answer right now? I see that is not the case, so I hand back to Simon and I will go to the back and open the test vote. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karen. That was very clear. We'll just have a test run to see if it works and see how many people are actually connected with us. I'm just checking with Narelle. We okay with everybody online? No questions on anybody from online? Okay, great. That's good news. Okay, so we can go to the question. Okay, so the test vote is, have you been in Rome before? Please vote yes, no, or abstain on your device. Okay, we currently only have 56 votes. Is everybody getting a validated message when they've... No, okay, I can see there's a few people. So you're pressing it, it's going green, but then it's not validating it. Okay. Just bear with us a few minutes. Okay, sorry for the delay, everybody. So basically, slowly people are registering and voting, so it's working. What we're going to do is we're going to carry on, and we'll do another test after the roll call, immediately after the roll call in a few minutes, because some of the delegations haven't got the email, so they also need to get logged in. So we'll just delay this and come back to it in a few moments, okay? But we have about 70 votes registered, and we should be another 20 on top of that. Okay.
Simon, go to the point 3, remembering. Yes. This is, please, 1 minute silent for remember our friends. Thank you very much. Simon, the next point 4 is on call, please. You start. Okay, sorry.
Do you want to introduce? Yeah. Just say that we've had a message from the ICF.
Yes, only for information, we invited the president back to coming with us first meeting in Manila, but finally the president back sent one video for us, 3 or 5 minutes, to say hello for the Congress. Please, you start the video.
Dear President of the International Canoe Federation, my very dear friend Jose Perurena, dear delegates, dear Olympic friends, the fact that this twice postponed ICF Congress is finally taking place, even if only in a hybrid format, demonstrates that the coronavirus pandemic is still very much a reality for all of us. This is why, as you gather in Rome and online, I would like to first of all congratulate ICF under the great leadership of Jose Perurena for having overcome the many challenges in a creative and effective way to make this Congress possible. For all of us in the Olympic community, the most visible impact of the pandemic was the historic decision to postpone the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. These were historic Olympic Games, and it took an unprecedented effort from all of us to make them happen, and to make them happen in a safe way. With the great success of the Olympic canoe competitions, ICF and all your athletes played an essential part in writing history in Tokyo. And this is something that you can all be extremely proud of. Therefore, please accept my heartfelt thanks and gratitude for your invaluable contribution to the success of these Olympic Games. The strong standing of canoeing Olympic sport today is certainly thanks to the important work of all of you, but in particular, the vision of your President, Jose Perurena. Under his great leadership, ICF has embarked on a journey of modernization, making canoe fit for the future, whether on or off the watercourse. ICF has always understood how to embrace change by continuing to develop your sport. You are leading the way with innovations like exciting new formats and disciplines, reaching new and younger audiences, and inspiring more people with your sport and its values. A member of the IOC Refugee Olympic team in Tokyo was supported by ICF and the entire Canoe community, illustrating in the best possible way that solidarity runs strong in our Olympic community. You have shown the way forward in so many other important areas as well, from promoting gender equality and inclusion to supporting sustainability through your efforts to combat pollution of the oceans. All of these examples and many more highlight what we have seen throughout the difficult times of the pandemic. Sport is contributing to rebuild a more human-centered and a more inclusive society. This Congress also has a special significance because we are paying tribute to a great leader in our Olympic community, our dear friend, José Perorena. Dear José, at this, your last ICF Congress as President, I would like to express my sincere thanks for everything you have done for the sport you love so much. But also beyond that, your great contribution to our Olympic community. As you step down from your role at ICF, you are leaving behind a strong foundation for your successor to build on. Today, I simply want to say thank you. Muchas gracias, José, for everything you have done for the athletes and for promoting sport and its values. On a personal note, I would also like to thank you for all your friendship, which I have enjoyed over so many years and which I value very, very much. We are happy to have ICF as such a reliable partner on our side as we together, in solidarity, continue to pursue our shared mission to put sport at the service of society. At your Congress, you have the opportunity to set the course for the future, and you have every reason to look ahead with great confidence. In this Olympic spirit, I wish you fruitful discussions and a successful Congress. All the best to all of you, and all the best to you, my dear friend, José. Muchas gracias por todo y hasta pronto.
Yeah, roll call, yeah.
Okay. So now we move on to the roll call. This will be done electronically. We will not say out each country. When on the screen it will come up with all the country, if you press the button that you're present, and we should be able to see electronically everybody online and in the room for the roll call. Thank you. So half of you seem to understand that basically if you get your device as you're voting and you log back in and just enter that you're here and present, please confirm your presence. You will see your country code go into blue. It'll be highlighted in blue on the screen. Thank you. Okay, Andorra and Angola. I know they're not in the room, so not here. Armenia. America's more no. Austria. Okay. You need to register. Okay, understand. Okay, right. Belize's not here. Bolivia, Brazil. Yeah. Because she's not the voting member, probably. She is, but she doesn't have the link. Okay, I check. Belize, they're not here. So.
Bolivia.
Cambodia.
Brazil, Bolivia is not here.
No. Cote d'Ivoire is after. Colombia, Jamaica, Ecuador, Finland, Georgia. Yeah. Ghana. Yeah. Can you not register? We give you time to register on the line, okay? Guatemala, Hong Kong, Iraq, Israel, Kosovo's after, Lebanon, Lithuania not here, Mongolia, Mozambique. I think that's about it. Lithuania, Philippines online, and Senegal, Singapore. Yeah. Swiss. Okay. Switzerland? You don't register. Anyway. Yeah. Can you register? It's still not showing up that you've registered.
Please, all the staff is possible to help. Some countries have a difficulty with the iPhone.
Is there anybody in the room that is not showing up blue on the screen? Austria. But we understand that he's not here yet. Malaysia.
To help.
Okay, we currently have 74 countries, including the ones that are here but are not actually showing up on the screen. Brazil is trying to connect through Fatima, but she can't get the link. Okay. Okay, so we are 74 countries today. We'll do a roll call every day because obviously it varies. There is a total of 108 eligible countries, and we're at 74. There are a few countries that we have to do some technical issues with now, but it would be good to do the test at this stage. Yeah? Yes, Karen, if you want to do the test? I can't hear what you said. Karen, if you could tell me when you're ready to do a vote, then I can show it. Okay, so here we go again. It's the same question. Could you please, all of you, vote for have you been in Rome before? Yes, no, and abstention. We have around 71 live votes at the moment. There's 4 that we're just working out some details with them, but hopefully we can get close to having all 70 registered this time, okay? So if you all could on your devices indicate a vote on this one, please. Okay, not bad. We're 65 votes. There's five more, please. Make sure you've all got a green indicator on your device. Is there anybody in the room that is struggling to vote? No, it's looking okay. And if anybody online is struggling to vote, please use the chat and we will help you. Okay, just a comment. Please only press the button one time and not touch it again. If you touch it a second time, it will invalidate it and we have to do the vote again for you. So please only make your decision once and then leave the device alone. Okay. Now we're going to show the result. Okay, that's pretty much everybody. So we're sorry it takes so long to do this, but we do seem to have it functioning. It's a little slow, but hopefully it will get faster as we do more and more votes, Mr. President, and hopefully we can speed up, but at least we know it functions and it's working. So is there anybody in the room that is having any problems with the voting device? No, okay.
Okay. Only for remembering, every day, tomorrow after tomorrow, before to the start of the Congress, we repeat this wrong call for all delegates. I hope all members in training today and tomorrow to go to the election on Friday, we not have a problem with the connection. Now, according with the statute, we now nominate three scrutineers. One is the company, the expert in the vote system, and I propose, the Congress is agree, Mauro for Italy because for relation here, and Frank Garner because he's not having involved in any election. Do you agree, please? Any problem? Okay, thank you very much. Fran and Mauro, you have, and there are both need to go to the next to the vote area to evaluate it now. Go now, please. Fran and Mauro. Okay. Sorry. Because Frank now is in the toilet coming in short time. I hope the Friday is present in all the elections.
Okay.
The point 6 is approve the minutes to the last Congress in 2018. Please, Simon, you follow.
Yeah. Is there any remarks on the
Mauro and Fran
Yeah, please.
go to in the back to elections system.
Thank you. Are there any remarks or comments relating to the 2018 minutes? We did not receive any remarks, so I'm not expecting any, but it's nothing. Okay, great, thank you. Okay, then I believe we should go to approving the minutes by vote, please. Karen, when you're ready, and we can put the vote on the screen, please.
We start, please, with the vote. Open.
The vote is for approval of the 2018 minutes. Thank you. So do you approve the minutes for the 37th ICF Ordinary Congress held in Budapest in 2018? Please vote yes, no, or abstain now, please. Okay, could you please put the result on the screen? So thank you. We're getting to almost everybody voting now. So thank you very much. The minutes are approved from Hungary. Next item.
Yes, thank you. And now go to point 7, ICF membership report and affiliation of the new national federation to the ICF. Please, Simon.
Okay. It's a pleasure to say that we have 3 new members that would like, potential members that would like to become part of the ICF. 2 of them, if you approve them today, will be eligible to vote and participate in this Congress. 1 of them has submitted all the documentation but was after the 1-month deadline, so therefore they cannot participate in this Congress but can participate in any future Congress. So I'll go through the list. The first one is approval for new member to the ICF is Sierra Leone. Are there any questions or comments regarding Sierra Leone? All their documentation is in place. They have a development program. They have recognition with the National Olympic Committee and with their government, and basically have statutes as well. So all the paperwork is in order. No questions? Okay. If we could go to the vote, please, Karen, for Sierra Leone as a member of the ICF. Please vote yes, no, or abstain. Thank you very much. Sierra Leone is now been approved as a full member of the ICF. Now move on to the second vote, which will be for Kosovo. Again, all the documentation is in place. They meet the requirements that we have in the statutes. Are there any remarks or comments relating to Kosovo being a full member? No? Then I ask you to vote to accept the Canoe Federation of Kosovo as a new full member of the ICF. Please vote now. Okay. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to announce that Canoe Federation of Kosovo is now a full member of the ICF.
Good.
And finally, the last one is for Saudi Arabia, Canoe and Kayak Federation. Again, all their paperwork is in order. They will also host some major multi-sports events in the coming years, and canoeing is part of the program. So it's really satisfaction for us that they have put this federation together and are submitting to be a member of the ICF. So having that said, please could you vote to accept the Saudi Canoe and Kayak Federation as a full member of the ICF? Vote yes, no, or abstain, please. So again, thank you everybody. We've actually managed to get 2 extra votes, and good to Kosovo and Saudi Arabia.
Now is the report, right? Now go to point 8, reports by the ICS Secretary General. Simon, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. My report is online, and I hope you have all read it. I detail basically what has happened inside the ICF over the last 3 years since the last ICF Congress. For this, I'd just like to highlight a few points. It's been a difficult 18 months for everybody, but particularly for the ICF and the operations that we've had to deal with due to the COVID pandemic. I can only say that the tremendous work done by the ICF staff, professional, dedicated, and going beyond the duty and their remit in their roles, has meant that the ICF has been able to do really well and survive the pandemic quite robustly. I also say thank you to the board of the ICF for trusting myself and the staff to do that job and to allow us to proceed in a very good manner we had contingency plans for cancellation and postponement, which ran from A to F or G. We used every single one of those contingency plans. Budget contingency plans were numbers 1 to 6. We used every single one of those financial contingency plans. But the fact that we'd done those plans in advance and the board trusted us and moved forward with us, we were able to not have any major crisis inside the federation and inside the sport other than the health issues of COVID. And I particularly thank the ICF Medical and Anti-Doping Committee who went beyond their duty to actually ensure that we could put in place excellent protocols for COVID protection, for protection against COVID at our events. And without their help, I think we would have really struggled. So that's really important for us. It's not going away. We think that in 2022, COVID will still be affecting our events, but I'm confident that we will be able to hold almost a full calendar next year of events worldwide, and we look forward to having your athletes and yourselves at those competitions. I thank particularly the organizers and the local authorities in each country that worked alongside us. The complexity of dealing with COVID protocols meant that we were doing 50% more work for each competition, and without the support of local organizers and the local authorities, we would not have been able to achieve what we did. So thank you very much to you as national federations as well, and bringing your athletes and paying for all your COVID tests. We know it's not been cheap, but we've managed to survive and have events the last couple of years. Interestingly, over that period, the ICF has had quite a resurgence in media exposure of its events. We had high interest for the Olympic Games, but also for the World Championships this year in canoe sprint and canoe slalom, particularly where we had the highest number of national broadcasters we've ever had for both competitions. And that's I think, is a reflection of the growth and the strength of our sport through this pandemic. I'm particularly proud of what the ICF has accomplished over this period. It's a difficult and dark period, but the ICF is actually in a stronger and robust situation, both operationally and financially. And I think that that is a credit to the ICF board and our leadership, but also to, again, the staff of the ICF. With that, Pachi, I say thank you, and if there's any questions.
Thank you, Simon. Question according with the document we have in the website. In the virtual? No? Okay, thank you very much. Now we continue point.
There's a question now.
Question? Yes? Any question?
No. Henny. Okay.
Yeah.
So now it's questions to this. Now it's questions to this. Yeah, so do this, and then there's some questions for canoe sprint, canoe slalom.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you just have to read. You just have to read this.
Now is go to the question to the Vice Presidents, his report. He heard the report.
No, it's just questions to them. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
No, doesn't look like it. So then
No.
questions to the standing committee. Are there any questions to the standing?
Any question to the Standing Committee? If not, we go to the question to the Continental Representative.
And now this is the question that.
Okay, this is the question we received before this Congress, the coordinator of the paper. Please, Simon, follow this and the question who is responsible for different answer in the spring.
Okay, so we received a question from British Canoeing from their Chief Executive, David Joy. And basically the question is, we presume work must have taken place this year on the Paris 2024 Olympic qualification policy for canoe sprint. How is this being developed? What are the key dates for its production and approval? When will the national federations be engaged in formal consultation on the 2024 Paris Olympic qualification policy? We think this is a relevant question, and we've proposed an answer. And if you, and I will pass the floor to, we had the same question for canoe slalom and also for para canoe. So the reply will come from Frank Garner, Jean-Michel Prono, and also John Edwards. Here on the screen, we show you to answer part of that question. Here on the screen, you will see the timeline that has been given to us by the IOC just recently, only 2 weeks ago, and basically the chairs will go into more detail on this. So if I hand over to Frank.
Frank?
Yes, as the question's really been answered here, the Board of Directors has committed to a consultation phase, which we are in now, with yourselves, the national federations. As I am leaving, I will be sending this over to the new chair that you will pick, and they will continue this process. And what the staff has done there is given you the dates that we're looking at and the requirements. So I think it answers the questions for canoe sprint. And I would give the floor to Jean-Michel.
So I have the chance probably to be re-elected as a chair for the next Olympic period. So I will be in charge with the headquarters and the committee to produce the Olympic qualification system. You have here the timeline. You could see that the room for consultation to the National Federation will be relatively restricted. It doesn't mean we don't have to do it. The second point we have to fulfill with the IOC rules with regard to the qualification system is that we could not spread the proper format of the Olympic qualification. So we are allowed to do consultation, and we will do that. Probably more about the principle, or we may even ask you to give proposal, brainstorming about the principle of this qualification system, but we could not circulate at any time the draft of the Olympic qualification system. This is one of the principles that the IOC asks us. However, we are committed to consult with the federation. So the slalom committee and again the headquarters, the technical manager will work with you to find the best outcome for the qualification system. We have a crucial time between, I would say, the celebration of Christmas and mid-January. This is probably where we have a window for consultation. After that, we have to produce a draft. I hope this answers your question.
Just to point out on the screen, it's mid-October 2021, not 22. There's a typo on the first line. And John, we moved the slide on to the next one, which is para canoe. It's the same question, and if you go on to the next slide, John, it's up to you.
Yeah, we don't actually have the statement from the IPC of what the events are going to be for the Games. We are, of course, hopeful that we will have one more additional event. As soon as those events are announced by the IPC, then we will have an idea, and there'll be consultations with them on what the process will be for the qualification period, and of course we'll have a consultation as fitting the process that they will require, similar to what Jean-Michel was saying.
Are there any comments or remarks on that? Is it clear? We do want to work with you, and that's come clearly from the ICF board, that we will work through a process of consultation before any decision is made on the Paris qualification systems. Thank you. We received another question from the British Canoeing, slightly different topic. Basically, this one is the increased number of cases being referred to CAS, Court of Arbitration of Sport, that is, and the associated cost for all parties is a real concern. Does the ICF believe this is in any way linked to the need for governance improvements in the ICF or a lack of full engagement with national federations around key issues? What plans does the ICF have to review its governance? Does the ICF plan to engage and consult with NFs more systematically around big issues such as the Olympic and Paralympic qualification policies? I hand this question over to the ICF President.
Well, in the past, the relation with the IOC and the Sport Department and with all the international federation, you follow before the calendar is very short. It's difficult in the system to connecting with all why we decided to choose one country or another country. But now, the positive of the pandemic, this is possible now, one extraordinary connecting by video. This means in the future we will have some possibility in the short time, because the problem we have only 2 weeks perhaps to answer to the IOC. Sometimes I remember the last decision to strain is only 10 days, say yes or not. Perhaps we have the opportunity in the new plan to introduce this system to the video, connecting for all the countries interested to comment the proposal, have the possibility. But the responsibility is in the hand to the board. Only is consultation, but finally the board necessary to decide what is the program to go to the Olympics. But this is one item important item to discussion the new board to prepare this for the future, because it's not only Paris. In the end of in the middle 23 there are program for Los Angeles. In 25 is the program for Brisbane. This means it's necessary when I follow my speech. In this moment is one change it according with different position to the IOC, perhaps change the discipline or other things. This is important. The more important to me is when necessary to introduce one new discipline or cut one discipline now in the Olympic Games. And my recommendation for the new board is consultation by video to all the national federations. Yeah. Well, the CAS is, we never go to the CAS, but we pay more around $500,000, because first is stand up. Unfortunately, the situation to stand up is will clarify if is the IOC, the final decision is the stand up is possible in the 2 federations. Only if go to the Olympic Games is through the surf, but if the IOC is agree, this means it's in the hand to the IOC decide it is through the surf or not. But to me, my personal opinion, it's better go for the surf, because after the decision in last June, all the federations use the quota as it need to make the new discipline. It's very dangerous if we propose a sub. Normally the IOC say yes, but then the quota to the sprint or the slalom. This means if the surf like to propose a stand up for Los Angeles, is the discussion in the quota or surf. This is consequently very hot potatoes for the surf. The other case situation about the Hungary or Russia, the situation is we have very in my 35 years in the board, in my first time, I have very hot potatoes in my hand, because I personal decision whenever the president decided. I decided to include it in strand because I worked 4 years in the Olympic Program Commission. Never the Olympic Program Commission, when one city proposal, one sport, say no. And the dangerous is in the first round, we lost 50 quotas. 50 quotas, we have impossible to reduce these 50 quotas in a sprint, because automatically it's only 10 votes. Is any possibility to go for the Olympic Games. After the discussion with Paris and a big support for Tony Estanguet, we finally only reduced 12 quotas to Paris. This means included a strain to the slalom. We not lost problem in the sprint. The problem is we have, because the priority to the board, my priority is 60 medal 30-20 quotas. In the future, sure is coming. What happened if Brisbane or Los Angeles propose a ocean kayak in our quotas? It's our responsibility in this assembly decided. Because one city in this moment is proposal one is a special discipline, have normally 80% the IOC support. This is the problem, for example, in gymnastic. Gymnastic is proposal in Paris, Paris proposal Pancourt. Pancourt is one discipline, is only not world champions in gymnastic. It's approved. Use the quota to gymnastic. Consequently, this go to the CAS because it's the process we have clearly, in my opinion, of the lawyer and the board. The responsible to decide which discipline or not is in the board, because in short time to include this extreme, but in my opinion, for the future, well, now the system, we change it according to Swiss law, the possibility to consultation by video have the same possible for the future. But sure, we have this problem in 2 years. When we have the discussion, Los Angeles. Los Angeles, according to my last informations, don't like to make new venues. What happened? It decided not interested into slalom. Or we support go to Oklahoma. Some of you remember what happened in Sydney 2000, when the Sydney said, no, I don't have money to the new venue. Only 6 million, cost 12. The Australia federations received one credit for the ICF for 1.5 million. Another 0.5 million pay all the federation to continue slalom in the games. Consequently, this is very important in the future. If our priority is that maintain the medals and maintain the quotas, the one discipline or another is not important, in my opinion, because in all the federation work in this direction. This is, but okay, we understand. And these two countries don't have a slalom. It started slowly in slalom, because I clarify Russia, the slalom, there are two federations, one is slalom, another in sprint. He go to the CAS if the CAS decided. But if the CAS decided is not a good strength, the IOC approved. I don't know what happened, but the IOC never changed it with the program to Paris is approved by the IOC. This is the situation to the CAS. I don't remember what happened other situation in the CAS. No.
It's all the qualification system.
Yes, only the qualification. All right. This is my comment about the situation in CAS. Thank you. Any other comment? Because this is very important for the future. Thank you very much.
Next one is finance.
Okay, if not more questions, go to the finals. Please, Luciano Bufilio, point 10 to approval, A, B, and C. And Simon and Luciano, please.
Thank you. Good morning to all. Dear President, dear colleague of the Executive Committee and the Board, dear friends, as always, I will try to be clear and synthetic. Thanks also for your observation, which I have always considered carefully and with interest and have used to properly work in the interest of the ICF, with only one goal: the transparency and the correct vision. Before analyzing the budget of 2019, 20, 21, 22, I wish to remind quickly everybody the important change we have achieved during these years. We have moved from a simple presentation of our budget to a 3-month report approved by the board, and therefore today we present what has already been elevated and approved by the board and by our advisor, external advisor, Fidurev Company. With regard to our investment, I prefer not to work alone, and I suggest to the board the Financial Commission with the President and the General Secretary, and together we work always unanimously. I preferred in this way have a report to the board everywhere and each 3 months the results of our investment, because we find in Switzerland very good investment bank, Vontobel. And our investment was and are with an extremely prudential policy and in constant cooperation with the financial bank employees. Before entering in the details, I believe it is fair to inform you that aware of the problem caused by this terrible pandemic, as the Secretary General and the President say, since the beginning, managing these difficulties not only about safety, but also on economical nature. We have reduced the cost to the best level and carefully through about 2 budgets. One in case of no Olympic Games, therefore without the IOC contribution, and one by considering the Games. To reduce the cost has allowed us to support more the activity and the national federation, like the help we have given about the membership. We have reduced the TV production and the activity in general. Unfortunately, the several cases with the CAS have produced some important costs for legal expenses. Finally, but to my pride, I wish to underline our profit, extremely interesting, which we have achieved with our investment, about 600,000 euro profit positive. All of this has been possible thanks to the great work as a team with the President, the General Secretary, all the board members, and I would like my special thanks is for Marine and for the other colleague of headquarters, and I would like that you give for them the applause. Thank you. You received the balance sheet 2019 and 2020. We have the first page, and after the assets, the expenditure, and the balance. We have the budget, the expenses, and the remain at the date of 31/12/2020.
We need to vote on it.
Oh, no, but we have also. Okay. You have online the details of this balance sheet, and if you are agree, we can go.
So are there any questions on the 2019-2020 accounts? We did not receive anything from the national federations. Check, just check online. Yep, hang on a second. Sorry, there's someone's writing online.
He's right now. Any questions?
So there's no questions online as well. So If we open up the voting to please the ICF Congress could vote to approve the finances for 2019-2020, please vote now, yes, no, or abstain. Thank you. Great, thank you for approving the finances for 2019.
Now we have the report of our advisor. Auditor, sorry.
Okay, the auditor's report was online. It's a formal company in Switzerland that are governmental registered and basically have been doing our finances for quite a number of years now, and a very respected company. They do quite a number of international federations in Switzerland. If there's any comments relating to the auditor's report? No, I don't expect there'll be any. Please, could you vote now to approve the auditor's report 2019-2020? Please vote yes, no, or abstain. Thank you. Thank you very much for approving the auditor's report. Now I'll hand on to Luciano.
And now we can see the budget 2021. I just spent a lot of words, and you just received online the balance sheet and the details for each voice. For the future, I wish to give specific details also for the various, as just request from a member of the board, but for now it's in this way. I don't see any questions. I give the word to the Secretary General for the word.
Thank you very much. Just to be clear, we look like we'll be within the budget by the end of the year, so everything is in order for 2021. Please, could you vote now to approve the finances from 2021 to the end of September? Please vote yes, no, or abstain. Thank you. Thank you very much. We've approved the budget and the finances to current date. I hand over now for the budget of 2022.
I would like to take your attention, please, because for the first time we present the budget that only for 1 year. Why we decided this together, the board and the executive committee? Because we changed the governance, we changed the president, and first of all, we would like to listen your suggestion, because in this way, for the next Congress, the board have the opinion of the delegate, because the budget is the photography of our political vision. You received this budget, this proposal, and in this way, we can guarantee that for the future, we move more and more better. Thanks a lot.
That's it. Yeah. So any questions relating to the budget of 2022? No, if that's the case, then we can vote now to approve the budget for 2022 of the ICF. Please vote yes, no, or abstain. Thank you very much. The budget is approved almost unanimously. Thank you very much. Mr. President, that completes the financial accounts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you, Luciano. Only, I think it's we have time. I'd like to put the opportunity one video sent for Tony Estanguet for us. Please, if possible, show the video to Tony, because according to the agenda, now is finished the Congress for today. Please.
Dear President, dear Secretary General, dear delegates of national federations, dear colleagues and friends, I wish I could be with you today for my last meeting as ICF Vice President. As you know, my term will come to an end during the Congress, as I decided not to apply for re-election. I believe my role as Paris 2024 President will require my full energy and attention over the next 3 years, and will prevent me from being fully dedicated to the ICF. It felt like the right time to pass the baton. First, I would like to thank our President and to congratulate him and the board for the incredible work done for the ICF. The sport environment may be changing quickly. We may have faced strong challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic, and though Canoe continues to develop all over the world. This is your achievement. Thanks for everything you have done for our sport. I also extend my best wishes of success to our new president and his team. I am sure they will manage to build on this positive dynamic to make our sport even stronger. I also would like to thank you all very much for the last years of work together. Being an ICF vice president has been a beautiful challenge for me, and I had fruitful exchanges with many of you about the future of our sport. In an increasingly competitive sports environment, I am convinced canoeing possesses many great assets. We are dynamic and fun. We are authentic and respectful of our natural environment. And we are an Olympic and Paralympic sport. Remaining in the Olympic and Paralympic program is clearly of vital importance to us, as 90% of our budget directly comes from the IOC. And it is not only a matter of money, as the Olympic and Paralympic Games also give us a great credibility and a unique opportunity to showcase our sport to new audiences, new media, and new sponsors. The Canoe Olympic and Paralympic program is made of 3 disciplines: canoe sprint, canoe slalom with the inclusion now of extreme slalom, and para-canoeing. Some people may oppose these disciplines, but I am convinced our diversity is one of our biggest strengths. In line with the IOC vision and the Agenda 2020, the complementarity of our disciplines extends our visibility and connects us to broader audiences. To reinforce our position within the international sports movement, we need to keep on developing and promoting these Olympic and Paralympic disciplines equally. There are 3 leading disciplines, and the stronger there will be, the more influence and the more resources we will have to develop our many other disciplines: marathon, polo, wild water, freestyle, dragon boat, ocean racing, and stand-up paddling. This is a collective effort. The ICF, the continental associations, the national federations, we all have a role to play. And we will also contribute through Paris 2024, offering a unique stage to canoeing. And you can count on me. For the first time since Beijing 2008, sprint and slalom, as well as para-canoeing, will be together in one single venue. And it will be a brand new one. The constructions are already finished, and the venue left a legacy since the French Canoe Federation has relocated its headquarters there. So everything is on track to welcome you in the best possible conditions in 3 years. By then, if I can be of any assistance for our sport and family, you can always count on me and my full support. Thank you again to all of you for the amazing work and good time together, and I hope to see you all very soon. Thank you.
Channel, please.
Sorry, but I take this opportunity because, unfortunately for you, I am responsible of organized committee of this Congress. And since now, I would like to apologize if something did not work 100%. We work with passion, with enthusiasm, and your presence here is the best for me and for my staff. Thank you very much. We love you, and welcome to Roma.
Thank you, Luciano. Well, it's difficult to organize hybrid Congress with the many electronic systems. Now is finished our agenda for today. We've finished, I think it's 45 minutes before we planned. And we start tomorrow at the same time, 1 o'clock here. And the buses is similar, 6:30 in the hotel, all right? It's for tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, yeah. And tonight is free. Official dinner is for tomorrow. Good. Thank you. Good afternoon. I'll see you tomorrow, 9 o'clock here for the second day. No, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, no 9 o'clock. Sorry, 1 o'clock.
Good speech, President.